One coming at you once again with the Scarlet Witch Omega trial. Now this is my third time trying it. I find that she's just a little bit squishy, so it takes a little more finesse to go ahead and beat this trial. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the trial, then I will show you my builds for her, including skills, talents, and infinity points. Here we go. Hopefully I can beat this one this time.
He's immortal. Cannot defeat us all.
I cannot go further. I can't do that.
The Mandarin is invincible. Our numbers are legion. Feel the Mandarin's wrath. So many ways to hurt you. This cannot be.
Almost lost control there for a moment.
He's immortal. have already lost.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I can't do that.
One last hurrah. Hurrah.
I will have
Alright,
my
so now
revenge.
that the Scarlet Witch Omega trial is done, I'm going to go ahead and show you just briefly my build and my infinity point setup. It's nothing spectacular, but I will point out that I do have my Scarlet Witch fully prestige, because once again, I didn't know what the Omega trial and the Omega prestige was going to bring, so I thought it would be best if I fully leveled up my Scarlet Witch and her legendary weapon. So I'll go ahead and start with the skills and the powers and talents. So my go-to is the Chaotic Hex. It is damaging. It hits more. It can hit more than one target, and it shoots. What? How many is it? 3 to 5 bolts at once. Awesome, awesome, awesome. My next move is the Chaos Rift, just because it does damage over time. Scarlet Witch's power setup is all about damage over time, so you want to make sure that you stack your powers right, and you want to have all of your powers that do damage over time. My next power, oh, and also with the Chaos Rift, if you have
I am the avatar of vengeance.
Chaos Overload active, which means if your little purple bar above your health is light purple,
Sure you.
it's in Chaos effects. So basically, you have a chance to instantly vanquish your enemies, which is pretty awesome. Next move I have is the Chaos Warp. I mainly use this because it does damage and you're invulnerable while it does the damage, but you're also generating health and you can't be hit. So that's definitely a keeper. Then of course I do the signature power, always necessary, really strong. If you look at it, it's like 40,000 per second, so it's pretty awesome. Then I use the Bewildering Hex. This is very, very important because that's what makes the enemies fight each other. So once you hit them fighting each other, then you can go ahead and hit the next one, which is the Iron Maiden, which gives them even more damage every time that they hit. So they're hitting each other, killing each other, and they're damaging themselves in the process, which is awesome. Then the last power I use is the Dark Hex, and this I use it because it compounds and it does more damage over time depending on how many hexes you've used before you pop that. That's why if you notice, I'll pop the Bewildering Hex, then I'll pop the Iron Maiden, then I'll pop the Dark Hex. So let's look at talents. So for my talents, I have the Reality Shred as my first talent, just because that gives the Chaos Rift one more charge, which is awesome. The next one that I have is the Chaos Ascendant, just because that gives you plus 200% damage. Very, very important. Since she's a damage over time and it has a channel time of 4.8 seconds, she needs as much damage over time or power or strength to damage over time as possible. Next talent I use, it reduces the cooldown of your Hex Sphere.
Give it a rest, Deadpool.
I just popped that on there because I didn't like anything else on that talent list. Next talent I use is the Chaos Mastery, and what that does is that it gives you the chance of modifying your effects. So basically, when I'm not doing the trial, I have something called the Verdant Vial of Valtor, and it's an artifact, and it gives you a chance to turn your enemies to dust, and you get that from Gorgon. I use this because it increases that chance to 100%. So if you have anything on your Scarlet Witch that has a 5% chance or a 2% chance, 18% chance, you have that chance for 5 seconds to increase it to 100%.
I am the
Definitely
avatar of
awesome.
vengeance.
Last talent I used is the Chaos Magic Withering Agony, just because it gives you mental damage, and once again, damage over time is your best friend when it comes to Scarlet Witch.
Of dealing with
now,
witches.
for my infinity points, once again I have 96 infinity points. I was actually really scattered with her infinity points just because I know she was more damage over time. So because I didn't have 100, I couldn't dedicate a full 100 to her energy, but what I did do was I dedicated 75 points to her energy. I dedicated a few points to her base damage to signature powers, just to make it a little bit stronger. I also gave oh no, I didn't actually. Shocker. Oh, well, that's about it. So let's look at her inventory. Once again, I have all cosmic gear with her, and just like Storm, I made all of her gear because I focused her infinity points on energy this time, but when I do switch it, like when I want to experiment with the infinity points, I'll go ahead and be able to do that because most of her gear has energy or intelligence, which are her traits. So, for example, energy, intelligence, energy. Then I gave her the ring I gave her. I had to make sure it had health because, like I said before, she is squishy. Very, very, very squishy. Now, for her artifacts, I gave her the Tome of Zurid Na just because it gave her damage to magic powers and damage and a crit hit rating to energy powers, which was awesome for her. Then I gave her the Broken Crown, which I got from Loki at the end of the story mode, which I actually did on Cosmic, but unfortunately it didn't drop the Cosmic version of this. And I got this because not only does it give her a crit hit, brutal strike rating, and damage to magic powers, and intelligence, it gives her a Horde of Loki illusions. And that'll help. I mean, if you're not dodging the robots that are locked on you, they'll help you, and then the robots will target them rather than target you, and it'll give you a chance to dash away and get your health back. And this is the artifact that I was talking about before, where you have the 8% chance to critically stun your opponent.
Scott. I can feel your tension from here.
If they're not a House or Dust player. Oh, interesting. Gives you damage to magic powers, and it gives you a crit hit rating. Now, for her relic, I gave her the complete relic of Subterranea just because it gave her health, it gave her defense, and it gives you +1 to all attributes. Now, for her Catalyst, I didn't talk about it with Storm because Storm's just gave her ranged and she's already OP. But I had to do this with Scarlet Witch. I gave her this one because it energy when you use your med kit, and it gives her durability. And durability helps durability helps make your characters less squishy. My medallion for her, she has a lot of range powers, so I used range powers for her. And once again, like I said in the beginning, I used the Warlock's Eye for her, but I also made sure that it was at max rank.
Glad you're on our side,
Well,
big guy.
that's
You
it
are
for now,
on our side,
and
right?
I will be back with Black Cat. Make sure you hit like and make sure you subscribe. See you soon.